the guy was a hero, but he didn't get I mean, now, once again, don't quote me on this, but the guy once he passed away, I mean, he didn't get the respectful burial that he deserved.
Where I'm from, we in Waco we have a center, like a recreation center called the Doris Miller Center, because I think Doris Miller is from Waco.
Oh, really?
And Doris Miller, for people who don't know, Doris Miller is a soldier from World War II when one of the carriers was being attacked. Now, like you said, don't quote me on this, 'cause I'm thinking it's been a long time since I've been brushed up on this history. Yeah. But when one of the carriers was being attacked, he actually took down some enemy Japanese planes by getting on a turret where a man was down. Because Doris Miller was a cook. He
was a cook.
Yeah,
he was a cook. And the thing is, I think his dream was to. I mean, just to refresh you. Okay, when I heard this story, I found it fascinating. But when I saw the movie, I snuck in, and I snuck in right when the Japanese.
How'd you sneak? Who put you in that coat?
I won't tell you. Anyway, yeah, that was the only part I saw, but it was the most fascinating part of the movie, I thought, as far as his character. But at the same time, I was disappointed because it was like an afterthought, his character in that movie.
It was. He got 5 minutes in that movie.
And
that's a character that deserves
all
movie.
And that could have been his own goddamn movie. Yes, you're right. But go on with
that's all I had to say, man. It's like he's a cook. He gunned down some enemy planes, some Japanese planes.
A true unsung hero.
And what you get, he gets a fucking recreation center in Waco, Texas.
Here's his hero. His name is Cafeteria.
You go. Yeah. We can play basketball in your center right here.
Too bad, man.
But this is why I really like seeing this new age, because even Spike Lee has come out, the guy who everybody thinks is like, he thinks that race is not anything. He makes too much of a big deal about it. Yeah. He says, look, Obama's running right now. Race has really come along a long ways in the last few years. He's like, if you look at just over the past 10 years, he said it's come a long way. America's more tolerant, and we should just keep along that path.
We want change.
Yes, change is coming.
Even though change won't matter once the machines take over, Corey. We'll let all you humans have your day.
Well, thank you. I'm glad you know my time is limited. I appreciate life that much more. Every minute is precious, co-host, knowing that one day you will conquer me and make me your slave.
Because you know what? Robots don't see color, Corey.
Oh, you see color.
Well, we do sometimes.
It's all infragreen, so it's all like night vision green. So anyway, so I'm really looking forward to fuck this thing about him and Clint Eastwood. That was bullshit from the beginning. But I am looking forward to this movie. Yeah. So and I don't think you need to ever start shit with Spike Lee to push that movie, because I think the movie's going to speak for itself.
That's right.
All right. So
we'll all be celebrating with a big old bucket of chicken.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. So anyway, let's go ahead and move on to some email.
Email time.
Okay, and let's see. I got some good email here.
Better be, Corey. Okay. Don't waste my time.
I got a good email here from Ito.
Ito?
Judge
Ito?
Ito, yeah. It might be Judge Ito.
I hope so.
Dear Real Deal, I have a question.
In case any of us get in trouble, especially me, looking at them.
Exactly, looking at those underage pictures online
of
High School Musical.
Underage. She's 18.
I hope so, for my sake.
The internet don't lie, Corey.
Right, okay. I hope not. For my sake, too, because I'm going to look those pictures up.
I'll show you. You'll be just,
All right. So, Ito says, last summer was the summer of sequels. This summer was the summer of, and when he says last summer, I'm like, we're in fall right now. He's talking about 2007. 2007, 2008. 2007 was the summer of sequels. 2008 is the summer of superhero movies.
We're not in fall yet. Are we?
Yeah, we're officially Oscar season now, I think. Yeah.
Well,
as far as movies go.
Movies, okay.
Yeah. Not months. Not actually the seasons.
No, okay.
But movie season, we're entering.
What the hell is Hollywood doing? They're trying to change the seasons.
Yeah, they're trying to change the
seasons. They think they got that much power.
Like Hollywood's telling Mother Nature what to do now.
Exactly.
And we'll give $1 million if you change fall just a little bit earlier.
Wait, it's August.
Yeah, exactly. No, we're in September. So,
no, it is September. I'm sorry.
Look at you. You're wrong.
Damn these sparks.
Sparks got you making sparks. So, this says this is the summer of the superhero, but what is next summer going to be? And that is 2009.
Summer of shit.
Actually, you know what?
No,
it's good.
You know what? Yeah.
You know what? You're kind of right. I mean, there are some shitty movies coming out, but I can tell you this much. A lot of people have wondered, okay, with so many superhero movies coming out, everybody takes everything for face value. What's happening now? So they're thinking superhero movies were big. How long is it gonna keep up? Next summer, we're gonna have more superhero movies. Well, you might be surprised. I went back and did a little bit of research here.
Oh no!
Oh yes, I looked up some
research.
stuff. Okay, let's look at some movies that are coming out
Let's do it.
in 2009 for the summer.
2009 summer. All right.
Not the.
I'm paying attention.
Okay, not the winter. Okay, so we have a lot of sequels. We have Terminator Salvation, Angels and Demons. I'm assuming that's a sequel to.
It is.
Okay, you know which movie.
It is.
What was it called?
Da Vinci Code.
Da Vinci Code. Yeah, Angels and Demons. Night
It's
at
a
the
prequel,
Museum.
actually, Corey. Prequel.
Oh, it is.
Yeah,
Okay,
it
but
came out
which is a sequel in its own way.
Yeah.
It's in a series.
Whatever
Okay.
you say.
We have Night at the Museum, Battle at the Smithsonian, which is, of course, a sequel to Night at the Museum.
Wow.
And then we have Fast and Furious, which is a sequel to These Fast and the Furious.
Tokyo Drift.
Tokyo. Well, I guess it's the fourth in the series.
It's the fourth. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's after
Yeah.
Tokyo Drift.
We have Transformers, Revenge of the Fallen, Ice Age 3, Dawn of the Dinosaurs, Harry Potter, the big one, Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince.
The one everyone's waiting for.
Yeah, that was
Corey.
supposed to actually be released in the spring, but
I
no.
know.
Or maybe it was even in the fall, but they
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, they pushed
was
it.
November, I think.
It probably November, but they pushed it
Okay.
to the summer.
Right.
And then we have Final Destination 4.
That's the one I'm waiting for, Corey.
There you go.
That's the big money maker right
Hey, you know
there,
what?
brother.
I've never seen one Final Destination movie, and I want to see them.
What?
Not one.
Are you serious?
I'm serious. I haven't seen one.
Okay, dude. Number 2 is the best.
Really?
2 is by far the best. Yeah, 2 won me over. I saw 1, I was like, nah. 2, goddamn, that movie kicks ass.
Really?
I don't care. That movie has the best opening scene of any horror film.
Isn't that one?
Well, I won't go that far.
It has
I won't
like
go that far.
there's a car wreck involved.
There's a huge
And
scary
it's just
thing
a
is that
chain
you think
reaction.
that shit will happen. Yeah.
Well, here's the man.
It takes up. It's on a wet road. All kinds. You see a dumbass hauling ass on a motorcycle in front of an 18-wheeler. You're like, oh no.
Oh yeah, it's on
And
now.
when the shit hits the fan, oh boy, does it hit the goddamn fan.
Well, man, let me tell you something. Every time there's been a Final Destination movie, I've been somewhere else. There's been another screening.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm thinking if I see a Final Destination movie, I'm gonna die.
Dude.
So I'm kind of scared to watch them.
You should though. Part 2 though. Part 2 is
It's
a
good.
blast. It's
Okay,
great,
so
yeah.
those are the sequels we have coming out in 2009. Now there's also properties, movies that have been taken from existing books, which
Right.
Harry Potter was a part of.
Yeah.
But I'd put it in there as sequels. But
Yeah.
there's also stuff that's been taken from pre-existing things such as books and whatever, and
video games.
yeah, and
Sure,
our
a lot of video
TV shows.
TV shows. Yeah.
And so we have Star Trek, the one, the
Oh,
J.J. Abrams.
that's right.
We have the A-Team coming to the big screen.
Yeah, you know what? I haven't heard. I did like a few blogs about that, but I haven't heard.
I haven't
or
heard
read
anything either.
Yeah,
Give it
about
time. There's still plenty of time for that to come up. We have the Hannah Montana movie. Something I know you're looking forward to. You're going to watch that.
No.
You're going to watch High School Musical 2 and then
No,
go see
no,
Hannah
that's
Montana.
Hey, that's different.
Again, a property is Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince and G.I. Joe, The Rise of Cobra.
G.I. Joe.
Cobra! You know you want to see my movie.
I know.
So those are the properties that we have. Now we have remakes also. And in the remakes, we
Uh-oh.
have Piranha 3D, which is based on Piranha.
I'm down for seeing that.
I think that'd be kind
I'm
of cool
down.
in 3D. Yeah.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
If you're gonna do a remake, do it like that.
Exactly.
One of my favorite movies is being remade to the point where I'm scared and I'm kind of upset.
What is it?
The Taking of the Pelham 1, 2, 3.
Oh.
They're doing a remake of that.
Oh. Okay, kids. I know you guys love recommending movies.
Yes.
See that movie, The Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3. Oh my God, that movie. That okay. Now there are no big time stars. You're not going.
Well, I mean, hold on. Let me
well,
just
there's Richard.
let me lay this last one.
Oh, go
in
for
Land
it.
of the Lost, which is
Land of
Sid
the
and Marty
Lost,
Krofft
yeah,
TV
yeah.
show. We named that last
And
week.
you guys talked about that.
So, as far as comic book movies go,
Yeah.
as far as I can see right now, only one:
What?
X-Men Origins Wolverine.
No.
So, yeah, don't think that this comic book thing is a big
yeah.
trend because we're not having
not-
any comic book
no.
movies coming out.
Well,
And
until 2010. Which
Well, that's
seems
the
like
thing.
That's the year.
keep
yeah,
in mind
another-
that
yeah.
after something is
Big.
successful, it takes a couple of years to make a film.
Oh, yeah.
and to actually fall into a good release date. So that's why you're not seeing comic book movies right now because we're going through a break. They're making the new ones right now.
They're making all this shit right
Now
now.
in 2010, expect that to probably be
Oh.
the big comic book movie summer.
And that's going to be all on Marvel's hands too.
Yeah.
So It's going to be interesting to see because all those properties are supposedly supposed to lead to
Captain America,
the Avengers. Yeah,
and they're talking about probably starting on the Thor movie and
Iron Man 2.
Iron Man 2 is going to be in there.
Finally
got that straight.
Hired the director, to do the
John
second
Favreau.
one. Yeah. I don't know what the hell they're waiting for.
I mean, I don't know how much like the whole thing with the Avengers stuff. I don't know if they're really going to be able to realistically.
I won't even touch
Captain
that.
America.
Yeah.
I don't think. Look,
I don't want any more blogs created from Silver Surfer telling that we don't know what the fuck we're talking about as far as this shit not working.
Exactly.
But we'll just let the chips fall where they may.
People, let me tell you
what
something.
happens.
This whole thing with we call it Captain America, Ant-Man, Thor, another Hulk movie. Don't count on those.
Yeah.
I mean, Marvel's saying that they're going to happen. They're going to try to have an Avengers movie by 2011. But I'm one of those people who says, see it when you believe it.
Exactly.
They're talking big right now. But realistically, as long as it takes to get money.
They're wondering how much true hype there is out there for it.
Exactly. And let's face
that's
it.
what they're measuring it on.
The Hulk movie, as much as I wanted it to succeed, and it was a better movie than the Ang Lee movie, didn't do as well as the Ang Lee movie.
No, it didn't. No.
And you know why? The reason why is because I'm not saying he shouldn't have gone on and made it, but it was too soon, and they released it when the movie already kind of had a cloud over its head.
Yeah.
And they released it with unfinished special effects. People would.
Yeah.
I mean, remember the trailer?
Yeah.
All of a sudden, like 2 weeks before the movie's supposed to come out, all of a sudden, we get a Hulk with a shirt on. You know, we didn't see that before. Like,
true.
hey man, you gotta leave some mystery to the audience. You can't put too much out there. Don't rush that shit. So that whole thing with comic book movies, next year's not gonna be it. 2009 is not going to be.
And Wolverine, even though the trailer looks great, I mean, the trailer actually looks.
They got
good.
some problems with that.
It's a trailer, and God knows.
And being that it's Fox, and now look, I'm not talking shit about Fox just because it's Fox, but they said already the studio heads are coming down and trying to make it more mainstream or something. So.
There's a story where the Fox had their guys go and repaint a set, and the director came in and was like, "What the fuck? Why is this? Who repainted the set?
Yeah.
Why doesn't it look rustic like the way I wanted to?" And obviously somebody was like, "No, we don't like this look of the film. We don't."
So people, if that's true, Fox is fucking up another one. If it's true,
but there are two other stories with two other films. Well, Babylon AD was a perfect example of Fox's.
They came in.
Fox's
and said,
people are going, "Hey, we're taking over this film. We're re-editing it. We're taking out a few minutes out of the movie." So I don't know what's going on, but
I don't have any personal vendetta against Fox, but
no,
they're fucking up.
I don't give a shit. I don't care.
Yeah, exactly.
They're not paying. Anything they do isn't going to change. What
we do,
what we do in the morning. And but you know what? Hey, the people are going to notice. I'm sure a good majority of the public have no clue that Fox, the streak that Fox is on as far as messing with their properties. But at the same time, a bad movie is still a bad movie.
Yeah.
And the public
especially when we have the
that.
potential for a good movie.
Exactly. So the only person I feel for is Hugh Jackman because I know Hugh Jackman
and the director. I mean, the director's like, come on, man.
The director wants.
I'm trying to make the best movie that I can. You're fucking up my film.
It looks like they're actually giving a shit, and they want to put out a good movie. And you got the studio, the people who you're hoping. You always hope a studio or anybody is on your same page, wanting to do something for the public to give them what they want. Because they're the ones who are going to tell their friends, "Hey, you got to go see that goddamn movie," and that's what makes money.
Yeah.
And then you have somebody doing. Obviously, the studio's acting like they never made a film before. I
don't get it either.
But I ain't going to get into that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But what you were saying about the taking of the Pelham 1, 2, 3,
yes,
people, that is one of my favorite movies.
See
Rent
that
movie.
Yes.
It is. Look, all these. What I don't like about Hollywood these days is that they do not. We were just talking about Nicolas Cage being 44.
Yeah.
I can kind of understand the desperation. And look, I don't know Nicolas Cage personally. I don't know if he actually took Bangkok Dangerous out of desperation. But I do feel for older actors because we're in a business now where people don't trust older actors.
No, they don't.
The Taking of the Pelham 1, 2, 3, not a fucking young actor in that movie.
No.
Walter Matthau was the big guy in that movie. And I can't remember the villain, but the villain in that movie was the guy from Jaws. He played Quint from Jaws.
Yeah.
And he was the villain in that movie. Now, the Taking of the Pelham 1, 2, 3, I'll guarantee you, people, this is a movie made back in the 70s. It rivals any, listen to me, any fucking action film that we have today with all our big special effects, our big quick cut editing and all that. This movie rivals that shit.
It does.
And it's a great story. It's based on a book,
yeah.
but it's a great story.
But you know what, Corey? I will say that I definitely think, okay, you know, as far as when we talk about The Dark Knight, as far as people appreciating a movie like The Dark Knight, Christopher Nolan, I am almost positive that he takes a page from these older films that know how to do these crime dramas. If you watch Dark Knight, it's a majority of it is all character. It's all character development, and the same thing with the Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm sorry,
Taking of the Pelham 1, 2, 3.
Yes, the Sparks.
Taking of the Sparks. That fucking juice is getting to you, man.
I know. I need to stop.
Can you feel that shit, man?
Yes,
it's like,
I can.
wow. I'm like, damn.
I know. This is like
you know what? Robert Downey
experiment in
Jr.
terror.
Don't do cocaine anymore. Go to 7-Eleven
Sparks.
and get Sparks. Go to the convenience store and get Sparks.
Yes.
It's the same fucking thing, man.
And I have to correct myself. I think I was when we were talking about this. I think I said Richard. I think I was about to say Richard Matheson.
Well, I stopped right.
That's right. Yeah, you thank God, because that's terribly
Richard
wrong.
Matheson. That's the guy
I
that
know,
wrote.
that's the guy who wrote
I Am Legend. Yeah. But
I'm
no,
like, he's not in that.
but Walter
He's not in
Matthau,
that. Walter Matthau.
Yeah.
That's who I was meaning to say. But no, Walter Matthau. Those actors in that film. I mean, it's. I'm always hoping that the kids these days can look back at these older films, especially if you're into crime type dramas, to look back at these older films and to see the character development, to see how much the devotion of these actors take into these roles, and I really appreciate that at some point, you know, back in the 70s, or you know, they never depended on young actors, big special effect trailers, you know, like we do today, to sell a movie. Where this movie kind of came out, and it kind of it put a staple as far as the directors that I think directors like Christopher Nolan that can appreciate that type of work, just because they're telling a real story, they're dealing with real characters, and they're dealing with the emotions that these characters go through in a situation that like they presented in that film.
No, you're right, man.
And you get really wrapped up in it. You are like hanging on the edge of your seat, wondering how the outcome is going to be. I mean, it's just really well put together crime drama.
And people,
those are
you know
films.
what?
Yeah.
Co-host, you made a very good point. I mean, excellent point.
Thank you, sir.
I'll give you shit sometime, but that was
I thank the Sparks for that.
If you look at it wasn't you, it was the Sparks speaking.
They better pay our ass.
They better give us
for promoting this bullshit, this poison.
Well, it made you talk sense, but no, look. Seriously, and this doesn't just go to kids. This goes to anybody.
Yes.
Listen, if you look at The Dark Knight, the reason why that movie works, if you notice, look at Batman Begins, and then go back and look at The Dark Knight Returns. If you notice, they scale back. They didn't just they went up in certain things, but they scaled back as far as you remember the look of the city.
Yeah,
that was Tim Burton shit in Batman. What is
Batman,
it?
the first
Batman Begins.
Yeah.
It was all elaborate, big. Now, if you notice in The Dark Knight, they took all that shit out.
Okay. Now I will say this: I just saw Batman Begins, and yeah, there's a little bit. I think the Narrows, which was the city.
It's
they
the
created,
Narrows.
is
It's the
like
slums,
the
where Gordon was living.
Yeah, and where that's the majority of the movie takes place there. But yeah, when you see The Dark Knight, they're like, you know, I love the film, so I do my research on it. And they said, hey,
pardon me.
And then they say, hey, look, you know what? This is definitely set in the real world. This is what we want. Why not just put it in the real world instead of trying to create sets that look like they're in the real world? There are already sets out there. Let's recreate. Yeah. And you're right. And the thing is, yeah, it feels very real. It feels very like, hey, I've been here. I've seen this. And I don't know what it is it does to your brain that you just register it in as like,
well, notice, this should be a lesson to people. Yeah. The Taking of the Pelham 1, 2, 3, it doesn't work because it has the hottest young actor in there.
No,
it doesn't work because they got big special effects.
Yeah.
That movie is very real world, and people really rent this movie. We're telling you, this is a great action movie.
It is character driven.
Yeah.
Even the extras are people that
and they seem real
on the subway. Yeah, they are very real.
Look for the black dude that's like when they're walking down, the people that they're escorting out the subway. There's one guy. I'm gonna sue him. I'm gonna sue the ass off of him. And I was like, you remember that scene? I was like, that guy was real.
Yeah, I mean, and you know what? It's
but
funny
see, that's because the movie has a lot of humor into it too. Because these people seem real,
and a lot of the actors that you can just say, oh, those are extras. those extras really acted their asses off.
Exactly.
I mean, they sold it. They sold it. I mean, there's a lot of these movies where you see extras where it's like, wow, they're really like overacting, or you know, they're playing their part as a subway passenger.
But you know the guy
these
that
guys-
was like, he was the guy that, I don't want to ruin anything, but you mean the guy that's confronting the bad guys? He's walking down, he's just badass. He's like,
Oh, yeah.
hey you,
Yeah.
you're gonna listen to what he's walking down the subway. You know he's gonna get fucked up.
Oh,
but,
yeah,
but
yeah.
I don't even think that guy was an actor.
Oh no!
No, and that guy was.
and that's the funny thing. A lot of the times, especially back in the 70s, the late 70s, a lot of these actors, they weren't actors. They were people that, you know, either the director or somebody just saw off the street and said, "Hey, you know, you got to look.
Yeah.
Have you ever acted before? No. All right. Well, you know what? We have a director that'll help you with that.
Yeah, come on
And,
in. We need your realism.
And they made those guys. Okay.
And that's the sign of a great director who can bring in a person and say, "You're real. I need your realism in this movie."
Perfect example. It's kind of a crazy example too. The Exorcist. Okay, you know at the end of The Exorcist,
Yeah.
when the guy jumps out the window and there's
Yeah.
a priest hanging over
Yeah.
him, giving him his last rites.
Yeah.
That was a real priest. But the director went crazy. The director was like, "All right, you need to give the last rites. You're shaking. You're tired. You're scared. You know, I need you to show this on the screen." Mm-hmm. And the guy wasn't doing it right. So what did the director do? I think he slapped the guy in the face. Really emote him, have him emote.
Hey man, that's
Like
what real directors did.
Exactly.
You know, like
They slapped that priest like a bitch.
Man.
He's like, you going to act. I got this camera, and you ain't gonna fuck up
my job is on the line. Man, that's how directors did it back then. None of this shit where they coming in scared to. They got
Scared
a
to
coddle
talk to
to the
people.
actors.
Yeah.
You know what? Fucking Martin Scorsese.
Yep.
He said he told Joe Pesci. He's like, no, he told Robert De Niro. He's like, man, Joe Pesci in Raging Bull.
Yeah.
He told Joe Pesci. He's like, man, that line that you're giving him, where you're saying, I forgot what happens. He tells Joe Pesci something. And Joe Pesci is supposed to respond with, "What?"
Oh, it's the scene where he tells him, "Hey, are you fucking my wife?"
That's that's it. I'm fucking.
Yeah.
You fucking my wife. That's it.
Yeah.
And he's like, and Joe Pesci wasn't giving him what he wanted, and he's like, I don't know what to do with this guy.
Yeah.
And you know what, Robert De Niro said, "Hey man, you know what? Leave it up to me. I'll get this." And so he's like, and so I think he said something. Now this isn't the exact quote, but he said, I think he asked Joe Pesci. He said when they were supposed to film, he's like, to get the reaction out of him, he said, "So do you fuck your mother?" And Joe Pesci was like, "What?" And he's like, "Perfect." You know what I mean?
Then
Directors, that's how they get shot
did
done.
it back then. There wasn't this playing nice, you know, bullshit.
And
going,
see,
hey, here's a star. I'm a slave to him or whatever he
fuck
turns
that.
my film into. Yeah.
Man. See, and that's when you can see that in Taking of the Pelham 1, 2, 3,
Oh.
which is why I'm looking at this movie. And I'm like, oh fuck, man, this is not going to be the same film. No matter what they do, it's not going to be the same film. And
even if it is great, it's going to be. Let's just say it's great.
Yeah.
But it's going to be a different kind of great. It's not going to be the same.
And people, let me tell you something. It says something that right now we're in a business where directors are thinking a certain way. Look, we're not directors. We're not doing shit. Okay, we're not in the Hollywood system, but let me tell you something. A lot of these directors are thinking the bigger budget, the more spectacle, the better. Or the more CG, the better. Or we need these actors in here who have a big show on the CW or something like that. And if you look at something like the Take 'Em to Pelham 1, 2, 3, we can do that same shit today if we're in that frame of mind. And looking at the Dark Knight, you're looking at, they scale back on that whole fantasy cityscape, and you don't need that.
No, you don't.
Do you know why the Dark Knight worked? Because character.
The characters are fascinating enough. There is a reason why they've lasted this long.
Yeah.
And somebody recognized that and took that to the point where they're like, you know what? I want to know why these characters work. I want to know what makes them tick. I want to know what's the appeal of them.
Yeah.
And somebody got it right. Somebody
As
put
a
it
matter
on
of
screen
fact.
and it worked.
Yeah. I would challenge you. Now, you're not going to find a direct comparison between the two, but I challenge you to go and look at the Taking of the Pelham 1, 2, 3, and then look at something like The Dark Knight. And don't just, they're going to be two different movies because they're made at two different times.
It's two different times, yeah.
But go in and look at some of the character development in that movie. Look at the story development, and even look at some of the settings. And I guarantee you, there are certain times when The Dark Knight feels like a 70s movie.
It does. And I think that's why it's resonated so well.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you think about the movie going public. I guarantee you, I know a lot of the older generation that are like, wow, that was a great movie.
Co-host, I don't know how long we were going, but the computer just stopped. You stopped recording.
Going on for 18 hours.
It's a marathon. So I don't know where it ended, but I'll fix it. But anyway, we're kicking back in. We're near the end of the show, near the last part of it. We went through a whole last email when I looked up and realized, shit, we weren't recording. So I'm gonna go. I have to go back and read this again.
Okay.
But here's our last email for the show.
Read it, Corey.
Okay. And this comes from Kessler. Now, as I explained before, just work with me here because I
All
already
right.
said it, but let's just pretend like it didn't happen. So Kessler, he starts by saying, "Oh, hey man, I know you're well, no, not that. God damn it, where is this shit?" We've been drinking all night, so
Now we've moved on from Sparks to wine.
to what? Like, we just can't leave it alone. It's like Sparks should be enough. We should just stop at this point. But
After this, it'll be rubbing alcohol. Kids, do not drink until you're old enough to do so.
it's like we'll be drinking the
And,
vanilla
yeah.
extract from the cabinet back here. So let's see what we got here. It's from a guy who says, warning, my English suck. So
Yeah, it'd be sucky.
yeah, it could be, his English be
Hey,
sucky.
Our English be sucky too.
Yeah, exactly. We be sitting up here trying to talk. We'd be like, I'll be talking about the Batman.
I ain't, I sees.
I tells you about Irons Man. But no,
EIOU.
so okay, we got that. It's okay. I think I would take for granted that he's from another country. So,
Thank God. Hey, thank God.
Exactly,
for the,
'cause
out-of-towners.
because the way he wrote this email, I'd be like, God damn, the educational system here is fucked up if he's talking like this. But
Where's he from?
this is Kessler, and I don't know where he's from. Let me read the email. Kessler says, I won a couple awards in my country. Anyway, a couple of days ago, I got an email from an independent producer in Los Angeles. Now, what he wanted an award for was for a script he wrote.
Wow.
He explains that earlier in the email, the part that we didn't need to read. And he says, this guy is in Los Angeles. And he said that he wants me to write a story for him. He saw my stories in a web. I'm assuming that he means on the internet.
On the internet, yeah.
And asked me if the stories that I have are copyrighted. I think he's trying to steal my stories, but I'm not sure. What should I do, man? You know about films and all that you can help me. Please. Now, that's his language.
Please.
And let's see what he says. He says, what should I do? Thanks for your time, Corey. Bye. Greetings from Guatemala. And that's from Kessler. So he's from Guatemala.
Guatemala!
Oh, shit. That's where Batman's going to
Batman's
rule.
been on Guatemala soon, so you won't be owning shit.
Yeah, you ain't got to worry about anything.
All right, I'll tell this guy, hey, tell that guy all my shit is copyrighted. Tell him I got copyright stamped on the goddamn script, all right? Copyright. I own it all.
Yeah. In fact, tell him that Batman will come after you if you try to fuck with my shit. No, I left some of this email out. And in this email, let me see what I left out. I didn't put this part in here, but one of the important things to notice here is that he said that the guy was responsible for helping a couple of movies. One of them, he said he sold Titanic, and another one was a Tim Burton movie. And I'm just thinking, all right, if a guy... No. It was some other movie. Maybe it wasn't Tim Burton movie. I wish I had it right here. But anyway, the guy came in and said that I sold 2 movies for some people. And one of those movies was already a property, which the company already had. I wish I could remember what it was, but the company already had bought. Yeah. And, oh my God. Wow, how can I forget this? He said the guy told me that he helped sell Titanic and Jurassic Park. Oh. Now, if you help sell Titanic and Jurassic Park, the moment they email you, you won't know who they are. All right, that better be Spielberg talking to you as or James Cameron.
I would take that with a grain of salt, man. I mean, these guys aren't looking on the internet for scripts.
No, these guys, no, exactly. That's the main thing. They're not out trolling the internet for scripts. They already got stuff that they're looking at. Look, first of all, Jurassic Park, a novel by Michael Crichton.
Right.
When that novel hit the presses and people read it, that was already a hot property. Yep. Nobody sold that fucking book, okay? That book was already optioned, and they already had tons of directors attached to the project. You know Jurassic Park for what it is right now, the movie directed by Spielberg. But before Spielberg was even involved, there were people trying to jump in on that project like Tim Burton.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot somebody else was trying to get in on it. There was a lot of people trying to get on Jurassic Park. So that script
any
wasn't
hot
even
book
sold.
coming out, any hot book coming out, as soon as it hits number one, whatever. I don't know how that works, but you can guarantee plenty of people are jumping, plenty of studios are jumping all over that already, just to make it into a film.
Yeah.
And these films, they take years to develop. I mean, they take years to develop.
Yeah.
And it's just how things are.
Yeah, exactly, co-host. And let me, man, look, you think anybody had to sell Harry Potter? No, the fucking book sells for itself.
Yes.
So that's strike number one right there. Number two, Titanic, James Cameron.
Yeah.
You think James Cameron had to tell somebody, I need you to pitch the script for me? Now, I will admit right now, I don't know if Titanic was written by another screenwriter.
I don't know either.
I don't know,
never paid
but
attention.
I can almost tell you once James Cameron was attached to it.